Thank you, Chairman Miller. Thank you for holding this hearing on the recent crane and construction accidents that have plagued many of this nation's construction workers, especially in big cities like New York and Las Vegas. As you notice, there is a building boom going on in those cities. And while these booms bring many needed jobs to working people, today we are going to examine the terrible price that workers pay when their employers cut corners in a mad dash to compete for and complete their projects. We're aware of the large bonuses that contractors receive if they complete their building projects by a certain date, particularly if they're finished ahead of schedule. But in reverse, we know there are equally large penalties that some contractors pay if projects are late. With the almighty dollar ruling, it's not a surprise that safety often comes last, and the real penalty falls on the worker who's injured or the worker who loses his or her life. This hearing will point out, it appears, once again, that OSHA is failing to fulfill its mandate to keep workers in this country safe and to keep them healthy. With the construction industry that we're going to talk about today, the problem is pretty obvious. First, OSHA has not updated its crane and derrick standards since 1971. OSHA and other experts have long realized that this standard is out of date, and in fact, in the year 2003, OSHA began working on a new rule. Labor and management came together and they produced a draft in the year 2004. But here we are, it's 2008, and OSHA hasn't issued its proposed rule. So we understand that the department has sent the proposed rules to OMB, and we hope, Administrator Folk, that you're going to bring us some good news about that today, about publishing these badly needed regulations. Also, the resources for construction jobs, the resources for OSHA in general, such as staff and inspectors, to enforce the health and safety rules at construction sites are woefully inadequate. In fact, federal OSHA, all of OSHA, has only 821 inspectors for the 29 states that don't have their own state OSHA programs. And the 21 states with their own health and safety programs have another 1,273 inspectors. This means that there are a total of 2,094 inspectors for the 8 million work sites in this country. Imagine that. Finally, one reason for this low number of inspectors, I believe, is that OSHA takes a good part of its budget from enforcement and transfers those funds into unproven voluntary programs and consultations for employers. If those were working, we wouldn't be having an increase in accidents, particularly in the construction industry. But as Chairman Miller did note, New York City takes health and safety seriously. With its own inspectors. What we have to look at today, then, is why New York City is having the number of accidents that they've been having lately. But I do congratulate the city on its diligence. I share the Chairman's concern that there are preemption and other issues that we must examine very seriously, and that OSHA must be held accountable. Our workers are counting on us. They need to be assured that they're going to work in a safe place, that they'll be safe and healthy, and they'll be able to return to their families every night and every evening after they finish their job. So thank you again, Mr. Chairman, and I look forward to the hearing.